Okay, this is about the 11th time we've tried to do this, and so it's finally working. So here we go. I got to say it quickly before we run out of battery. Basically, the topic we were going over today is what we call the imperfect progressive. Now, the imperfect progressive is kind of a combination between the present progressive, which you guys got in Spanish 1 or 2, which uses the verb estar in the present tense, and then uses present participles. Present participles are those words that end in ando for AR verbs, or iendo for ER and IR verbs, such as caminando or viviendo. Okay? If I say estoy caminando, I'm saying I am walking. Okay? Now, following me over here, the imperfect tense we've gone over last year and some this year. For AR verbs, these are the endings. I'm not going to go over this a lot because we're running out of time, but these are the endings for AR verbs. These are the endings for IR verbs, and we use the imperfect tense in the past to talk about events in the past that either were repeated several times and we don't know exactly or don't care how many times, or it was a repeated action that occurred over a time period that's very indefinite. Again, we don't know, don't care how many times it occurred. Or, and this is the biggie, it was an ongoing action in the past when something else occurred. For example, I was walking down the street, ongoing action, when I fell down. Okay, and that was the thing that interrupted the action. Okay, so now, these two verb tenses, we're going to combine them. We're going to combine the present progressive and the imperfect tense to form this one over here. Can you see me? This is the imperfect progressive. And basically what this is, we're taking a star and we're changing it to the imperfect tense. We're saying estaba, estabas, estaba. Okay? It's the verb estar in the imperfect tense, but we're still using the present participle. The present participle will not change in this case. It's still going to be caminando or viviendo. We won't change it at all. The purpose for using this, for example, if I say yo estaba caminando, the way that this differentiates from this is that this tense here, the imperfect progressive, heightens or emphasizes the effect that somebody was in the midst of an action when another thing probably occurred. Okay? The imperfect, remember, can be talking about repeated actions over a period of time or several times. We don't know how many times the event occurred. Something that was ongoing when another thing occurred. Okay, so the imperfect tense has several different uses. The imperfect progressive takes just one of the uses of the imperfect, and it does that in order, again, to emphasize or heighten the emotion, heighten the feeling of what was going on when another thing occurred. So in this case, I would say something like estaba caminando, I was walking. The listener instantly knows that I'm trying to get the opinion across or the point across that I was in the midst of this action cuando me caí, when I fell. Okay? The moment you start using the imperfect progressive, the listener or the reader knows that you are trying to emphasize that somebody was in the midst of an action when another thing occurred. And that is the imperfect progressive. Thank you. Did it. It worked! It worked!